Am I live? Am I here? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. It's that day. It's that time. You know what that means. How's it going? Let me know who's here because I really can't see. How's it going? Okay, it's all loading, so that's good. Hi, everybody. I'm going to sit here for a minute and wait for people to stream in here. It's all an awkward, like, kind of weird moment because you're kind of sitting here going, "So, anybody going to show up? Am I going to be in here all by myself? Gotta wait for people to come in. Can't see if there's anybody here. Even though I have a counter up top, most of the time it's not right, so I really have no idea how many people are in the room. So when you come in, let me know you're here. And when you come in, let me know what you're working on, what you're sipping on, and anything new that's going on with you. Because I always feel so weird at the beginning of a live because, like I said, I'm always like, I'm that person that's like, what if I throw a party and nobody comes? There's a lot. I mean, it's never happened, but I'd imagine it's a pretty lousy feeling when it does. Oh, okay. People are streaming in now. Hi, Kathleen. How are you? Hi, Catherine. Hi, Estella. Let me know what you're sipping on, what you're working on, and what's going on with you, and how you're doing. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? I have not one, but two finished objects today. I am so freaking proud of myself. Two. Two finished ones. Of course, that still leaves me with like 12 works in progress, but, well, actually more than that. But, hey, it's progress, right? So, let's see. Catherine says she's crocheting baby stuff for a friend's soon-to-be grandbaby and drinking a Diet Coke. If y'all aren't following Catherine on Instagram or on Facebook, you need to, because the stuff that she's posting that she's making is adorable. So cute baby stuff. Let's see, Kathleen, she's sipping La Croix passion fruit. That's one of my favorite ones. I like that one and the crayon raspberry. And working on a vest and two pairs of socks. Always with the socks. Always. Yes, I'm going to show them to you. That's why I brought it up. I figured you guys would be shocked and amazed I actually like have finished objects. Because it seems like I'm always saying I'm working on something, and yet you never see a finished one. Well, you can see two of them tonight. Asola saying it happens to me all the time. When it happened to my son, nobody showed to his party. I never had another party. Oh, that's soul crushing. I've taken when my daughter was a kid. We've gone to birthday parties where only her or maybe one other kid showed up, and like they invited like 18, 20 kids. I always thought that was just a heartbreaking thing, and also it also kind of makes you feel guilty because here's a little story about when I was growing up. When I was a kid, well, like a preteen teen, like say from the age of 12 to I want to say 15, I had the reputation of having the party of the summer. Everybody else have parties in the summer, but everybody knew that the third week in August, I would have a party, and it would always be epic. And there was never less than like 25 people at this party. So like, I always kind of felt bad when other people would have parties and like only like a handful of kids would show up because I never had that problem. I threw a party and people came. Um, so as somebody that, like I said, that throws parties like that, I always feel so bad for people who throw parties and nobody show up. Which is why most of the time, if I get invited to a party, I go because I don't want to like contribute to that kind of heartbreak because I just think it's horrible. But anyway, you never had a party after that. But I'm sorry that happened to your son, though. See, Kathleen says she loves finished objects. Oh, you're welcome, Catherine. The stuff is adorable. He keeps selling them. Well, hey, if you got a demand for them, keep making them. I don't blame you. Make your money, boo. Hey, it's Crochet Beast. Hi, Thea. I'm working on the toddler poncho and just have a bottle of water at the moment. I am sipping a combination of La Croix and peach and cranberry juice. You, the granddaughter.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
Let's say goodbye. Would one of my lives be alive without an appearance from her? I don't think it would. And now you still have a dog. Good job. Get out of the dog's view. Otherwise, she'll keep barking. Poppy. Pop rocks. And now we have a dog that's barking. Would it be one of my lives if there wasn't a dog barking? One day I'm going to have a live that is not going to be interrupted by a kid and or a dog. One day. I'm determined. Poppy. What? You were perfectly fine a second ago. Why are you going crazy now? Sorry, guys. Okay, she might be quiet now. Maybe. Thea, say, I'll tell you, say hi, Thea. Kathleen is saying, so sorry about your son's party, Acela. I may be planning an event with a friend. Not sure. I didn't have B-day parties. Yeah, I threw birthday parties for my daughter, and I didn't have that issue either. I had that fear for her as well, but fortunately that never happened. But that's just so sad. I'm sorry. Do you have a pattern for the poncho, a particular pattern or that you're making, or are you just winging it? Yeah, that's to you. Okay, I was trying to catch up on chat and trying to make sure that Pop Rocks was going to stay quiet. So, let's see. Since I talked to you last week, I worked on some projects, obviously. I worked on school, as usual. I did my normal work, as always. And that's pretty much it. I don't really have a life outside of those three things because that they take up an enormous amount of time. Um, I told you about my new order of the scarves last week, didn't I? Did I tell you about that? Somebody tell me if I told you, because if I didn't tell you, I'll tell you now, but I'm pretty sure I told you. So I ordered all the yarn I needed for it, and it finally came in the last couple of days. So I have all that, and I started the first one. And like I said, I worked on some projects that I've had on the back burner and that I've been working on for a while now, and I'll get to that in a second. It's the toddler poncho from the Crochet Crowd YouTube channel. It's worked up as an L-shaped end join. Oh, cool. Very cool. I want ponchos. I've never made a poncho. As many shawls as I make, you think I would have made a poncho, but I haven't made one yet. I may actually have to make one. So I'm kind of intrigued now. I think making a poncho would be fun. Okay, so I'm gonna start with some of the yarn that I've purchased as of late. I've got two purchases that I made that I'm not going to show you because they are definitely video worthy, and I'm going to eventually get back to making videos at some point in my life. But for my newest commission piece, I had to get some specific yarn. Let me take Thea's message off of here. And I had never seen this, but it's the Big Twist Hearth, and this is it's like heathered acrylic, and this one's denim, and it's going to be the legs of the scarecrow scarves I'm making. So that should be fun. And then for the other scarves, which are basically witches' legs, like the striped stockings that you'll see witches in, I'm using this regular Big Twist, and I'm doing blue and black, orange and black, and purple and black. So I bought a bunch of Big Twist yarn. And by a bunch, I mean literally a bunch. Quite a bit. Uh, Big Twist, in case you guys don't know, is my favorite big box acrylic yarn because A, it's a decent price, B, for an acrylic on the affordable end, it's really soft and it's spongy and it works up quick and it works up pretty thick for weight. So it's my go-to for when I need to use just a basic acrylic. And I got my latest. And okay, Catherine, just zip your lip because I don't want any criticism. But I got my latest Annie's Kit Club package in the mail today. Oh, I guess it was yesterday. And I'm starting to think that they're sending me the wrong colors because it's more of this ugly green. I'm not a fan of green at all, and I swear these are the only colors they send me. What the Afghan is supposed to look like if I can get the thing out. Is this what the Afghan is supposed to look like? I have yet to get a color that wasn't beige or green. I am annoyed. And I kind of think that it's like a power play move on Annie's that they're going to make you buy all the plain bland colors before they let you get to the fun ones. Because I have yet to see an interesting color. And it looks like the blocks that I have to do with this color are pretty basic. It looks like a double crochet block and then a couple of open chain blocks. Nothing I've never done. So I shall get to this one eventually. I am probably 4 kits behind by now. I don't know. I lost count. I quit counting. I just have them all in a bin. And I figure I'll get to them eventually. One day. Maybe. I hope. As much as I'm spending on this, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to make the Afghan. Because Danny's Kit Club is not cheap. Oh, wait. Let's see. Who came in? Hi, Anvita. Everybody's saying hello, Anvita. Hi, Lucy. You're getting ready for your drive home. The 5 blocks. Okay. Let us know when you get home. Kathleen saying, and that is why I don't do clubs, whether it's yarn or beads. Yeah, well, I started the Danish Kit Club as an experiment because I wanted to see if it was worth it. And then I kept forgetting to cancel it. And then by the time I was like 3 or 4 in, I was like, I might as well just stick it out now and get all of them and do the actual Afghan. So that's why I'm still paying for it. Yeah, Catherine, don't start. Don't start, don't start, don't start. Hey, Granny D, how are you? Also, to you and Nvita, I forgot to ask you, what are you sipping on? What are you working on? And what's new with you? How are you doing? Um, Everybody say hi to everybody. So, like I said, I bought something else, but I'm not going to show it to you because, like I said, those yards are actually video worthy, and I guarantee that one of them that I'm going to show you, y'all are going to fall over because you're going to be shocked at my reaction to it. That's all I'm going to say. I don't give anything away. So, like I said, I've got these two finished objects I'm going to show you here in a second, and because I really need to get them out of the way because I have to start on the big project of did anybody ever answer whether or not I told you about the witches and the scarecrows? And I'm going to assume I did. I really need to work on that because those need to be done by the middle of October. And although 12 scarves doesn't sound like a whole lot, they're scarves with a lot of embellishment, so I really need to get started on those. I started the one scarf, and I want to get the scarf body done tonight, and then I need to like tweak how to make the bottom of it. So I need to practice that a little bit. The scarecrow one's easy for the most part, but the witch's one, the witch's shoe, I need to like figure out how to make it. So that's my newest. That's what my newest project is going to be. Hey Steve, how you doing? Let everybody know what you're working on, what you're sipping on, and how things are going for you. Granny D saying finish the chemo durag. Awesome. Only 11 or so more. How many did you commit to make, Granny D? Okay, so a couple of months ago, I showed you I was working on a project with different squares. You guys remember me showing you these? Wait, Granny D's coming off here real quick. Remember me showing you these like a couple of months ago? That I had made two of these, and I made two of the other two other squares in a different style. I love this one because honestly, I love the front and the back. Like this is supposed to be the front of it, but this is what the back looks like. And quite frankly, I like both. I don't like, I think both sides are cool. Anyway, the plan I had for the four squares, I couldn't work out in my head. It just was not working out. So I decided that instead of making one gigantic bag, I would make two smaller ones. And this, if I can get it on, if I can get it up there, is one of the bags. I was debating about whether or not I wanted to put like a tapestry strap on this one, and I still may because I could easily. Can you see this? I'm trying to hold it up. Yeah, I'm deciding about whether I want to use like this leather strap or a tapestry strap. Um, and I mean, I could just as easily use a tapestry strap because it wouldn't be hard to take this founding off, these findings off because they're just crocheted around. Um, So I'm deciding on that. But I think the body of the bag turned out pretty cute. The fringe is a little janky right now because I really need to like comb it out. I haven't combed it out yet. I literally finished this like half an hour before live. But yeah, I thought it turned out kind of cute. So okay, so there's that finished object. Let's put it right now. I was gonna toss it up here for now. And I don't know how many of you do tapestry crochet, but it's like one of the crochet styles that when I see a new tutorial on it, I get excited to do it. I see a lot of other tutorials for different kinds of things, like granny squares and granny stitch and moss stitch and other stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty. Yeah, nice, huh? But it's when I'm watching people do tapestry crochet that I am like the most eager to pick up a hook and grab yarn and make a project. So, so I think it's going to be like kind of going forward. I'm sorry, I'm being inundated by bugs. It's crazy. Um, Going forward, it's probably going to be my crochet technique of choice. Because everybody has like their favorite. I think that's going to be mine. So you may be seeing a whole lot of tapestry crochet coming from me in the next, well, forever, because it's what I really enjoy doing the most. I get the most satisfaction watching those projects come together. So just a little heads up, in the event that you notice, I'm like, she's doing an awful lot of tapestry crochet. That's why it's the one that, at least for now, makes me jump up and down and get excited to work on it. So there's that. Let's see what we're doing. Let me check chat before I go on to the next one. Randy said I didn't say a number, but I started a bunch. That's cool. Thank you, Lucy. Do you remember the squares? Thank you, Granny D. Catherine remembered the squares. I'm not trying to put you in timeout. Sorry. Yeah, don't both sides of that look great? I mean, I like both sides. So that's definitely a stitch that if you made a blanket out of it, it would be, either side would be display worthy. I mean, obviously you would have to like hide the ends better, but yeah, either side can be displayed. I love both sides of that stitch. So you saying I'm doing well, Kim? Thanks for asking. I'm making an Ami Tiger, taking a break from Cardi's we're working on. Cool. I'm glad you like it, Catherine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Steve, thank you. And thank you, Granny D. And thank you, Kathleen. I love that. That speaks to the 73-year-old hippie. Yeah, I'm very if you knew me in person, I'm very hippy dippy, kind of hobo chic, kind of, not even chic part. I'm I'm all well. First of all, I'm wearing a camo shirt right now. I never wear shoes in or outside the house unless I absolutely positively have to. Um, I'm a pretty low key, calm person. I don't get me wrong. I will rant and I do get outraged over social injustice and things that I think are wrong. But personality wise, I'm pretty mellow. So I love things that are just kind of like mellow and they meld into each other and they're just like go with the flow kind of stuff. So yeah, that's another reason why tapestry interests me so much. It's very colorful for the most part. The colors blend into each other, and they all just work well and play well together, and they live in peace and harmony. I mean, you don't get much more hippy dippy than that. Well, thank you, Thea. You've never done tapestry crochet? I did it for the first time. Oh, wow. I want to say probably 3 or 4 years now. Was the first time I had like well, like I've seen the bags because there's various kinds of mosaic crochet out there, but I had seen the Wayu bags. Is it Wayu? It's a tribe in Mexico that they make these bags, and you've seen them. They're very intricate, and they have like these patterns, and they're bucket bags. So like their bags that have like strings at the top and straps. So I first learned tapestry crochet um, when I wanted to make one of those bags, and then I got into other kinds of tapestry crochet. And now, pretty much, if it's a tapestry crochet, if it's you know, no, basically, if it's tapestry crochet, it has my attention, and it fascinates me, and I love doing it. So that's where I think my focus is going to be. So you're saying I'm still here, just sidetracked and can't type for a while. Okay, you're fine. That's how I am about the moss stitch projects. Yep. See, everybody has. I think everybody eventually finds their passion crochet genre. Um, like you got Tony Lipsy from T.O. Yarn Crafts. She is all about Tunisian crochet. Um, it's kind of how I feel about mosaic. I love it. I have yet to see a mosaic stitch that I did not want to try to do. So that's probably, like I said, as I've said 50 million times already, probably where my focus is going to be going forward. I like tapestry or waterfall crochet over mosaics. Better final fabric patterns and drape. Well, tapestry and mosaic are very similar techniques, and it's just a matter of what pattern you're doing. Um, I can't say that I prefer one over the other. It just depends on what I'm making. Um, but I guess when I say I prefer the technique of tapestry and mosaic over like traditional crochet. I guess, for lack of a better way of describing it. Um, Most of what I've done, like that bag would be tapestry, but I've also done mosaic. Like I said, I started with making the Mexican bags, so and they're considered mosaic crochet, although people call it tapestry. I don't know. I may actually have to do a video about that because there's a lot of interchangeable terms, or a lot of terms that people interchange that really shouldn't be interchanged. So I'm going to research that and probably do a video about it. Welcome back, Acela. I think you missed my bag. Should be showing the bag. Kathleen saying yes, both sides are beautiful. She's talking about squares. I think that is where crochet has an absolute advantage over knitting. Well, not all squares in crochet look good on both sides. Some you're like, yo, yikes, yeah, you might want to line that. The backs are so bad. Boho bougie, yep, that's about right. I can't argue that. Candy saying hi to Sella. Lucy saying, if I didn't work or live where there is snow, I would never wear shoes either. I live where there's snow, and that's the only time I wear shoes ever. When it's cold outside, I'll put on a pair of slippers to go outside. If I'm just kicking around the house, if I have to leave the house, then obviously I put on a regular pair of shoes or pair of boots. But otherwise, no, I'm not a shoe person. I've got a bunch of shoes. I just don't like to wear them. I appreciate how they can finish an outfit, but I'm not crazy about wearing them. Right, D plus just better final fabric in my opinion. What did he say? Okay. Catherine saying tapestry crochet is so fun and very artiste. I think that's my attraction to it. Okay, Granny D. Socks and beadwork. Those are your things, your go tos. Do you find when the yarn and pattern or idea marry in your brain, it is impossible to keep from working? Oh Lord. Let me tell you what happens. When I get an idea that I'm absolutely positively in love with, I will forget to eat. I will sleep only when I have to, and it'll be nothing for me to stay up until 6 or 7 a.m. working on a project, go to bed, and wake up at 9 and 10 o'clock, not being able to sleep because I'm dying to get back to work on the project. And that's how I've been the last couple of days. I have been in this like um, creative zone where like stopping to eat or stopping to sleep or working on anything else annoys me because I just want to work on the projects. So yeah, I know what that's like. That was my long answer to your very short question. Yeah, mochila bags. Yeah, that's where I first got started. I saw a video on those and I was like, I want to make that. And I started learning how to make them, and I did make one. I have no idea what happened to it. Um, and I've just been hooked on it ever since. Okay, so that was my one finished object. The other finished object, if y'all remember, I took a commission project to make a llama baby blanket. Oh, wait. Let me get this comment off of here. There he is. It's hard for me to get this completely in the camera. There we go. But I finished it. Got a saddle. Turn this way so you see the saddle. This was a pain in the butt. I love how it turned out. I think it's freaking adorable, but it was a pain. The crocheting part was easy. The assembly was bizarre. Part of the reason was I think the instructions I followed to assemble it weren't written very well, and they're kind of hard to follow, so I kind of had to wing part of it. But overall, I'm proud of how it turned out. I think it's cute. I've sent pictures to the person that I made it for, but I haven't heard back yet. It doesn't look like he's even checked his messages, so I'm gonna wait and see what he thinks. But I'm hoping he'll like it because I think it's adorable, and everybody in this house thinks it's adorable. Most people in this house ignore my crochet projects, so for me to get a reaction out of them, it must be something pretty good. Let's see. What's Lucy saying? Get obsessed on a project, and then my hubby gets frustrated. Me too. It's fun to get that into something, isn't it? It's just like such a rush to like just dive into a project like that. Went back and saw the bag you showed. Oh, thank you. Glad you liked it. Thank you. Cute llama. Thank you. And very fluffy. He's very fluffy. Wow, that's so cute. Thank you. Oh, we hit the halfway point and my son is acting up. Oh, he's so fluffy. Here's her name, Gabriel. Oh my god, so stinky cute. Thank you, Catherine. So yeah, so I'm glad he's done because this took a while. But like I said, I'm happy with how it turned out, and I'll be happy to give it to its owner. Because like I said, I needed to get it out of the way because I need to start on six blah, six witch scars and then six scarecrow scars. And then I think that is going to officially be the end of my commission pieces, at least at this scale, because I'm tired, y'all. These have been some work. Um, Happy to have the work. Flattered that people thought of me when they needed stuff, because as crochet artists, you want people to appreciate your work, and you don't get much more appreciation than somebody seeking you out to pay you to make them something. So I'm glad for that, and I'm happy about that. But I really want to get back to patterns because I haven't even had time to work on any patterns. So I'm pretty sure any plan that I have for patterns this year are pretty much scrapped. I'm just going to have to focus on 2023 for a big pattern rollout. So, but that's okay because this has been a year where I've learned a lot. I've upped my game in so many techniques and learned so many new stitches and new ways of doing things. I mean, this llama is technically only the third quasi semi amigurumi thing I've ever made. So not bad for like the third pass, I'd say. But so yeah, going forward, I'm going to finish off my the last of this commission work I have, and then see. Okay, this is where I'm going to I'm going to be divided because I'm never going to stop making shawls. That's never going to happen. So I'm probably going to still, and I'm never going to stop making accessories. So a lot of my accessories may end up being tapestry because that's where my focus is going. But then I also have more traditional crochet patterns I want to make because I'm still making shawls. So I'm going to be a little bit all over the place, but not really. If that makes any sense. It probably makes sense in my head, but roll with it. Well, yeah, just humor me. So, okay, I read that already. Yeah, so that's what's new with me. That's what I've been working on. Those are my finished objects. Um, so what's new in the yarny community? What have I been missing? I've really had very little time to watch videos or go to lives. I've just been so busy with everything I've got going on here. So any news that I might have missed because I've been a while for the most part? I did see that apparently, and this isn't a new thing. I mean, it happens all the time. But apparently, there's a whole new crop of creators, pattern designers on Etsy. They're getting ripped off, and they're finding their patterns on Ravelry and other places being listed by other people, seemingly from Asia, and that's just bad form. What you know? Find your own creativity. Quit stealing other people's work and passing them off as your own. I mean, those of you that know my story about the Pride Shawl, um, you know, why are you going to try to pass somebody else's work off as yours? Why do that? I just don't understand. Um, but yeah, so people are trying to get Ravelry to take down um, the stolen patterns, and they're finding it's really hard because Ravelry is like, well, you need to prove that the pattern was originally yours. So people are like trying to dig up their old documents where they wrote the patterns and trying to find the timestamps and the creation dates on their PDFs and their Word documents to prove that they did the pattern before it was uploaded by these other people. It's just, and the thing with that is, the creation date and all that stuff has to be filled out, because otherwise, anybody that steals it, it's going to have the same like creation date. But if on the original document, it would have the creation date and the person's name who created it. So you'd have to make sure that when you're writing that pattern, that part of the document was completely filled out, so that if somebody did steal the pattern, you can go back and go, yeah, we've got the same creation date, but this is the name of the person who created it. This is the computer it was created on. Yeah, you're just basically going to have to go back and fill out that information. And quite frankly, I think that sucks, because you shouldn't have to go through that hassle. It's hard enough coming up with ideas for patterns and doing the work to create the pattern and doing the swatch to make sure the pattern works, and then making the piece just for somebody else to just come and copy and paste and steal it and pass it off as their own. It's ridiculous. And I think people that do that just, they suck. People who do things like that suck. I mean, there's no other way to say it. So, like, just if you're not creative, fine. Not everybody can be creative. Just because, and there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody has the same skills. But, it's okay to not have that skill. You don't have to steal somebody else's work just to make yourself feel better or whatever, or however why they do it. Well, for money, but you know what I mean. It's a scuzzy, scummy, sucky thing to do. Don't do it. Ugh. What are we talking about? Well, J Hook's been taking a break after she moved to Israel, and she's still trying to get settled in. Um, she'll be back, if not this coming week, the week after, I'm sure. She's finally she's getting settled in. It's been a big move for her, literally. I mean, if you're moving from Germany to Israel, that's a move. Easy scamming is everywhere. Yep. Everybody else wants to make an easy buck. All about the money, honey. Same as always. Yep. Jonah from Jonah's Hands calls Facebook pages out when he sees stolen photos. These people are relentless. Yeah, a lot of people will call them out when they see them. I don't know where they find time to track them though, because I don't remember the last time I looked at my own Ravelry page, let alone somebody else's. Pretty much the same for my Etsy page when I think about it. But I mean, kudos to those who actually track and watchdog that stuff, because if it wasn't for them, we would never know. Just like there's a post of on Instagram of a pattern designer that had a runway show, and basically was the creator of the Luna, and you've heard me talk about this before, the Luna top and skirt. She was part of a all crochet fashion show in LA, and I kept seeing that pattern in other places, and it was always attributed to someplace else. And I'm like, why? And I was confused. Well, what's happening is people are contributing it to the website where she had published the pattern instead of attributing it to her. And that annoyed me. It's like, okay, the website created the pattern? No, the website didn't create the pattern. She did. And I'm saying she because I've totally blanked on her name at the moment. And that's going to bug me. Wait a minute. Let me look. I'm gonna look it up real quick, because that's going to annoy me till I remember who it is. So stick with me here for a second while I look this up real quick. Should not take long. Do, 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 do. Oh, maybe it's will take longer than I thought. Oh, come on. Okay, yeah, I can't find it right now. That's going to bug me to no end, and I can't get to my keyboard to actually Google it. No, I lost my live chat. Here it is. But anyway, if you Google the Luna top and Luna skirt, you'll see the name of the actual designer, and and it annoys me that the website was getting credit instead of the designer. But anyway, that was just like a side rant. I'm just annoyed by it. So true, your work should be your own. Yep. I pay for my patterns I use and do not share. Thank you. Us pattern designers appreciate you. But Israeli food is so yummy. I don't know, I'm pretty sure Israelis call Israeli food. Yesterday, she posted in her community tab about taking a break for the unforeseeable future. Yeah, I know, but with Reggie, you never know. I've dubbed Reggie the comeback kid, but we'll see what's going on. Sky Eagle Fashion had several of the pieces ripped off. I see. Yeah, no, why? And yeah, there's been a rash of them. I mean, quite a few. Um, it's rather alarming. That's one thing that I don't like about Annie's. I get that they buy the rights to a pattern, but I think they should at least give credit to the designer. They don't give credit to the designer. That's news because I know several people who have sold patterns to Annie's, and as far as I know, they got credit for the design. Maybe only certain ones. I don't know. Maybe you have to negotiate that. Wouldn't be the first time the pattern was stolen. Yeah, it's just a crummy thing to do. Um, you know, those of you that write patterns, you know how much time, energy, and effort that goes into it. It's not like a little like 5 minute thing you do. It takes a lot of energy and effort to create a pattern and write a pattern, and then make the piece to make sure that the pattern actually works, and then send it to testers and have them make it and give you feedback as to whether or not it works. It's a colossal pain in the butt. Um, a pattern designer only designs patterns because they love to design patterns. Because it's not something you would do just like you don't wake up one morning and go, let's see, get up, take a shower, brush my teeth, and maybe I'll design a couple of patterns today. That's not how it works. You know, you may start out day one with that thought, but by day two, and you've had to rip out the fourth row 6 times because either you counted wrong or the stitch count that you thought would work doesn't work, or the multiples are off, or you just don't like how how stitch 3 and stitch 4 play together. Yeah, yeah, you realize that you're really wondering why you started the whole process to begin with because you're frustrated, you're annoyed, but the desire to see the piece that you see in your mind come to life in your hands trumps the utter annoyance you have with writing the pattern itself. Because I don't know how anybody else's process is, but I typically write a pattern as I create it. So I'll do like a sketch or something I have in my head, like an idea, and then I'll go through and I will just row by row make that pattern come to life. So a lot of times, I'll be like 10 or 12 rows into a pattern and look at it and go, yeah, you know what, I like this, but I think if I would have put the stitch that I put at like stitch 8 as stitch 4, and then maybe made stitch 5, stitch 7, and you end up ripping all of that out and trying it again. Um, yeah, it's pattern writing and designing. If you don't love it, you don't want to do it. I don't know how else to describe it. And but on the flip side, there's really nothing that makes you happier than to see a pattern that you designed, how somebody else has interpreted it and made your work. And I know a lot of pattern designers, that's what keeps them going because they just love to see other people create the things that they created. So, so to do all that work, go through all that hassle, just to have somebody come and download the pattern and then upload it as their own, it's hurtful, it's insulting, and one more time for people in the back, it sucks. I've never had it happen yet. Well, not to that extreme. The Pride Shawl was a slight example of that. But to have full fledged patterns stolen and uploaded and used by somebody else as their own, I haven't experienced that, but I can only imagine what a gut punch that would be. I just think it's wrong on so many levels. I am thinking about when starlets come out on the red carpets with a pretty dress and it was reproduced and on store hangers the next day. Fashionistas bought those. We grew up with fashion. You know what though? I kind of think Hollywood designers are fully expect that. And to the credit of the people that pull off the knockoff the next day, at least they're honest enough to say that it's a knockoff of this dress that you saw on the red carpet last night. At least they're honest about it. Unlike people who just go around stealing patterns and just throwing them up as their own. I mean, if you're going to be a thief, be an honest thief. Yeah, it's perfectly acceptable. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it's pretty much expected. It's almost like a compliment. If you see a replica of your design in the stores the next day, that's kind of a compliment. Nope, not always. I backtrack. What? Okay. Okay. Nope, not always. I backtrack to find the designer. Same thing with Red Heart. I think I missed something somewhere. But okay. Seems to me there is a whole lot of theft going on in the last year or so. It has reached a whole new level of acceptance. I have no idea why. I don't either. I don't understand why people think it's okay to do it. It's theft. I mean, it's somebody else's work that you're passing off as your own. Stealing. No other way to describe it. So, yeah. Don't steal. Don't steal other people's work. It's a sucky thing to do. It's a mean thing to do. And it's just wrong on every level I can think of. And trust and believe, when I upload the photos of Mr. Llama here, and when I'm done with the witches and the scarecrow scars, I will upload the pattern I used. I will tell you exactly whose pattern I used when I made it. because that's only fair. I would want that for like if somebody used my pattern to make something, you know, acknowledge who made it. It's not. I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, you admired the pattern enough to make it. Why not give a shout out to the person that created it? I mean, are you that? I mean, it's almost like what is it, hate making? I don't understand. You're jealous that you didn't design it, so you're not going to give credit to the person that did. I don't understand. Somebody make that make sense. I just don't get it at all. I just and of course it's also carryover from like my other career as a writer. We see a lot of plagiarism too. I sometimes I'll Google my pen name or my byline, and I'll find my articles in some of the weirdest places that make zero sense. It's like, why is my article here? It doesn't. I've found my articles included in articles for and essays for sale. I've all kinds of stuff over the years. So it's not like I am new to people stealing other people's work because I'm not. God knows I'm not. But it just goes to show you that even though I've been going through it for over 20 years, it still annoys me, and I still think it's a bad idea, and I still think people that do it suck. So, Catherine, I hope that counts enough as a rant for you because that's about all I got. Because it was like I said, I've been busy working. I really haven't really had time to like delve into like my groups or pay attention on YouTube or anything like that. So, hope that counted at least as a partial rant for you. Lucy's saying, I've got to go. Got to feed the minions and the crazies that live in my house. Have a great evening. Well, thanks for being here, Lucy. I will see you next week if I don't see you around the YouTube streets. So, the next week, like I said, I'm going to be working on a lot of witch and scarecrow scarves. I really, 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 really want to upload a couple of patterns. Um, and I really, 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 really need to film a couple of videos. So I'm going to try to fit all that in with everything else I got going on because life, school, work, yada yada yada. Oh wait, did I tell you guys that my house got struck by lightning? I don't think I told you guys that. Did I tell you guys that? Let me know if I told you that. Because I didn't tell you that, I'm going to tell you that story. But that's, those are the projects I've got coming up this week. I've got and as if that's not enough, we've started decorating for fall/Halloween. And we are a Nightmare Before Christmas house. So basically, what we put up in October stays up till January. Um, so I've got a diamond art of a Nightmare Before Christmas sitting right here next to me. Oh, sorry, guys. So I need to work on it, and I've got another one to finish right behind it, and I've got one I've already finished. Um, so I need to find time to work on that too, because I don't have enough going on at all. No, I'm just sitting here just twiddling my thumbs, not doing anything. So Kathleen saying exactly, I use vanilla sock pattern and journey sock by Margaret. Yeah, give credit to where credit's due. Yep, that works, and we all got to party on it. Thank you. No, well, Catherine said that it was a perfect rant, so woohoo! Mission accomplished. Okay, so apparently I did not tell you about the house getting struck by lightning. Well, I want to say 2 weeks ago now, my chimney was struck by lightning. And it basically lightning hit it, and it went boom, sent bricks flying into the alley, backyard, all kinds of places. It also damaged the roof in several different places. So we're getting a new roof and we're getting a new chimney. And when the roofers were up and looking at my roof, trying to assess whether or not I needed a new one or not, the guy said that when he checked the chimney, he was smelling burnt wires, and so he thinks that there may have been some damage to the furnace. Which great, it's September. The furnace, if we're lucky, we'll get to November 1st. We'll need it, but I do not want to get to November 1st, turn on my furnace, realize it's fried. So we're gonna have somebody come out and look at it. And I'm crossing my fingers that it's an easy fix or it's a complete and total loss and it can go onto the insurance claim because I am not trying to pay for a new furnace. Sounds like a bad time. I don't want to do it. So I've actually got all that going on as well. So, getting estimates and people coming in and looking at stuff and yeah, it's just been. What are you doing? Stop. Well, throw it away and keep it pushing. Goodbye.
Bye. Anyways.
But so what was I saying? I was so rudely interrupted by an 8-year-old. Oh yeah, so I'm hoping that it's either going to be an easy fix or a total loss and it gets on my insurance. So keep your fingers crossed with that. I should find out something about that this week. So I could probably update you next week. But yeah, so that happened. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I've got going on. That's why I'm trying to fit into all of my days, and hopefully it'll all work out. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Then we go to Plan B, whatever Plan B is. I don't know what Plan B is. I have no idea what Plan B is as far as like this house goes. No idea. But we can't live in a house without a furnace. So let's just hope for either an easy fix or a total loss and replacement. Because anything else in between is just not going to work. But all right, I think that's really all I have for you this week. Um, Hopefully, I'll have a couple of videos out this week so you guys can see the yarn that I've been talking about, hitting that this tonight. Like I said, I think some of you are going to be shocked to see what one of the ones that I'm singing its praises is. Um, I might have a couple of finished scarves to show you next week. So I want to finish one witch and one scarecrow so that I know the depth of the project that I've undertook because I have this habit of saying, "Oh, sure, that should be a piece of cake," and then I'm like, "Holy crap, this is a pain in the butt." So there's a good chance that this may be an example of that. We shall see. I will report back next week and let you know. Let's see what you guys said. Wow, glad all are okay. So they will check. Yeah, we're going to get the chart. We're going to get it inspected. If not this week, next week. Yeah, bummer. Typical. Smoke and prayers. All is covered and repaired and replaced. Thank you. Oh wow, glad no one was hurt. Have they checked all your wiring out? Um, they really were concerned about the first and the hot water tank because those are the ones that vent through the chimney. Anything that didn't vent through the chimney is probably fine because the lightning would have come down through the chimney and messed with um, whatever it reached the bottom, and that would have been the furnace and the hot water tank because those are the two that vent through the chimney. Everything else seems fine. I haven't seen anything odd, and it's been 2 weeks, so I think we're in the clear as far as everything else is concerned. I just have to get those checked. The hot water tank's fine. It's the furnace that we're worried about. All right, so I will keep you guys updated on that situation. I will let you know whether I bit off more than I can possibly chew with the scars. Um, I'll let you know what the owner of Mr. Llama thinks, and fill you in on anything else that's going on this time next week. As always, I am glad that you are here. I love talking to you guys every week. I wish I could hang longer, but my voice is only going to give me an hour, and quite frankly, the life only gives me an hour as well. So I like to make the most of this hour, and the fact that you guys want to come hang with me every week is awesome, and I appreciate you more than words can express. And hang on, you guys are still talking. What do you say? Kim, thank you. So happy I was able to make another live. It's definitely watch the replays. Oh, thanks, Steve. I'm glad you made it too, and I'm glad you watched the replays. Thank you for that. Thanks, Asola. I hope everything turns out okay too. Okay, so I will see y'all around the Arnie YouTube streets, hopefully, if I get a chance to pop in here and there. And otherwise, look for a couple of videos this upcoming week. And if nothing else, I will see you this time next week. Y'all stay safe. Love y'all. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.